Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ambrose Blowfield here from the Sales Mastery Company. I don't want to beat about. I just want to give you a short, sharp summary of yesterday's masterclass that we shared on the only topic of how to build a kick-ass sales engine or sales department, and more specifically, how to unlock the gold, the money, and the opportunities that your business does. Now, one of my team will hopefully share with you the opportunity to access the actual replay. So that will hopefully be going through into the comment section. That to me is something that's very, very important that people actually understand. So there's an opportunity for you to access that. If you watch this video in recorded form, just be able to summarize that link, click on it and go access it, which is absolutely fantastic. I just want to give you the brief summary. Firstly, this is one thing I see missing from countless sales teams right around the world, especially people who sell business to business. One is there is not a full company-wide respect for the complexity of sales. They assume it's a case of just show up, pitch something and win. Number two, the depth of knowledge that salespeople and sales managers and business owners have within business-to-business selling tends to be quite restricted, as in it's quite narrow. They've perfected aspects of business-to-business selling, but not all aspects of business-to-business strategy. Number three, there tends to be a very high degree of inconsistency from one person in the sales team to another, or from 1 week to the next week within the team members. And then finally, there tends not to be enough accountability within a sales team. So as mentioned, I'm just going to give you the brief overview of the masterclass. If you missed it, that way you can make a decision as to whether to set aside 45 minutes to watch our free masterclass. It is available for the next 7 days. Then we take it down, so I use it or lose it, so to speak. Next topic to remember is that sales is a science. It is considered to be a social science because it involves people and it does change over time, i.e. one thing your team does as a strategy this week may not work next year. It may not even work next month. So it is a sales strategy and it is a science itself. So it can be learned and there are formulas behind that. So what I'm going to share with you in a moment is our unique formula when it comes to diagnosing and quantifying the health and well-being of your sales team. My challenge to you is this: if this is something that's useful to you and your team as a sales manager, as a salesperson, or indeed as a business owner, please share it with other businesses. We really need the economies of the world to be cranking right now. And the only way that's going to happen in my heart of heart is by helping businesses do so. I'm not reliant on government spending, not reliant on government taxation policies or lockdowns or shutdowns or restrictions or mandates or otherwise. I think for us as a business community, we need to take responsibility for this and we need to help one another out. And the starting point, to go back and quote Aristotle for over 2,000 years ago, is to know thyself is the beginning of all wisdom. Well, the same goes for your business. To know thy business, that business and sales environment or that sales engine is the beginning of wisdom. Until you know where you are, you're not going to be able to move forward. As most people, whether it's Alcoholics Anonymous or Drugs Anonymous or whatever it happens to be, they say you've got to first accept you've got a problem. Maybe you don't have a problem. So simply today, it's going to give you peace of mind, or by watching the 45-minute masterclass, is peace of mind to know we're on track. And I'll share that with you at the end. Now, as certainly Isaac Newton understood, every action causes a reaction, such as your sales engine score or your sales engine power score, as we alluded to being called, will directly impact your results, meaning the health and well-being and strength of your sales team will directly impact the results your sales team produce. It goes without saying, right? Applied skills, applied knowledge is what produces results in sport, in work, in music, and certainly in sales. In sales, we also need to remember there are 5 levers we can pull on at any one time. Some of them are quick levers to get responses. Some are slow and steady to get responses. Some are long-term to get responses. But there's 5 areas any one of us could deliberately improve with the right skills, the right processes, the right templates, if you like, to improve our sales. All of us generally, even though we start out being pretty good at this, could improve the proactive nature of our growing accounts, of account management, proactive account management. Number 2, almost every business on the planet could definitely improve in the area of winning new clients, finding them and converting them. The third area, most businesses could make subtle improvements to their inbound sales or marketing process. Certainly one area that we see time and time again, and from my time working at Procter & Gamble in the UK many years ago, they obsessed on our training around this. They referred to it as meeting mastery. We talk about it being really along the lines of closing proactively, taking control of meetings, whether they're by phone or via webcam or face-to-face. But meeting mastery is something that all salespeople tend to do in different forms. And then finally, the level of accountability of sales management is the 5th lever to pull on. Now, you might be staring at that right now like people were yesterday in our masterclass going, you know what, holy smokes, we've got a mission, we've got to overcome all of them. Maybe you look at this list and there's only one area to nail. Whatever it is, know where you are, because that's the beginning of wisdom. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, our sales engine formula. This comes from a more complex way that we analyze businesses, particularly if we're working with them in-house. The success of your sales team, or the power score of your sales team, will generally come down to a combination of those 5 factors. But notice it is structured in the way I'm going to describe for you. How good you are in proactive account management, added to how good you are at the ability to turn on the tap to prospect and win new clients, added together your ability to manage inbound inquiries, filtering out the wrong ones and filtering in the right ones, that will give you a score. If you multiply that score by how effective you guys are at meeting mastery and closing effectively and overcoming objections without discounting, and then you summarize that and actually add that together, or multiply that together and multiply that by the ability of your sales manager, sales leader, or simply the self-accountability that you've instilled in the culture of your team, that will produce a power score, so suggesting that is the health and well-being of your sales team. And as I said, this is expanded far more in our free masterclass that you've got access to in the comments. Again, just going to share that as well. Got this there. So those of you who missed it, this is where you can get access to it. So feel free to copy it, take a photo of that. It's the link at the bottom that you're wanting to access free of charge. You will need to register to get access, 45 minutes long, with a workbook available for the next 7 days only. This is essentially the process you'll need to work through, which we explain more in the masterclass. Firstly, you need to calculate your power score as you sit today. Then you need to calculate what we refer to as the sales engine multiplier, which is, given that's our health, how does that relate to the results we're producing right now? That will give you what we refer to as the sales engine multiplier. Once you do that, we can then reverse engineer it and say, well, if you're trying to increase your overall sales, guess what? You need to increase your power score, the strength and health of your sales engine or your sales department. So by reverse engineering it, you can identify A, what power score you need to get to as a team, and B, which areas you need to improve to most increase your power score. And that's essentially what we talked through with some practical examples in the masterclass. And today was to give you a brief summary of that. At the end of that, the question we asked everybody, and I'm going to ask you right now in this short, sharp summary of the masterclass, is this: where are you right now? When you look at those 5 areas of account management, prospecting for new business, inbound sales process, the ability to master meetings to close confidently and consistently, as well as the accountability of sales management. Of those 5 areas, are you up and running perfectly? In which case you're going through door number 1, keep going. Or is it you just need to improve the meeting management as a sales manager for the accountability to happen, in which case you simply need to look at ways to improve the sales manager. Something I'll be sharing later on is the brand new program we're launching next week, the Sales Manager Fundamentals. $99 a month is the launch price. It won't be the price long term, but that's what we're launching with, $99 a month, just simply to help your sales manager do well. Or do you need help in other areas, in which case we need to have a wider conversation. But the purpose of today was to give you a short, sharp summary. I know salespeople are busy. I know business owners are busy. So this is to understand. Sales does have a formula. Sales is a science. You can learn sales. You can quantify the health and well-being of your sales engine or sales department right now. You can also reverse engineer to know how strong does my sales team need to be to produce the results of my dreams. Whether those dreams are 1 or 3 or 5 years into the future, you can look at the health right now. What Procter & Gamble was so good at doing with us was training us 2 years minimum ahead of when we needed to do something. So therefore we could be on the ground, and when the really push come to shove, we knew exactly what to do and how to do it. So hopefully you've accessed the link through to the masterclass right now. If not, you're always welcome to send us an email to admin@salesmasterycompany.com. We want to help you succeed so you can make more money and invest more into your suppliers. That way we can work globally together to help the world economy do well. And for me, as always, be sure to take action.